So now we are going to set up logger. Instead of console log which we have written here, we can just have logger. We can use logger module of NestJS. It has functionalities like we can change a logger type, logger what type of log we want to put, we want to show, we can define it dynamically show. There are some other functionalities available as well. So if I go in NestJS documentation, I try to find logger. Let me just search it. Okay, and this is logging. So Next.js comes with the built-in text-based logger, which is in use during application bootstrapping, and the functionality is provided via the logger class. Okay, that also comes from Nest.js common package. And if you want to see like uh, what are these features, you can fully control the behavior of the logging system, including any of the following, like disable logging entirely. If you want to disable logging entirely, then we can do it just by changing the configuration. Specify the log details, like do you want to show errors, warning, debug, and these things. Override timestamps in the default logger. Completely override the default logger. Customize the default logger. So there are functionalities like benefits of using it. Although we can use it with Winston. So Winston is a library, people use it in Express.js. This will be some advanced uses of it. So right now it is, we are not going in deep like how to create a custom logger. Instead we are going to use the logger like class of NestJS common. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go in main.ts file, and after this what I want to, okay, so it, as it comes from NestJS common, so I don't need to install it. So what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna set up logger here. So for that I need to use logger, and this is one of the middleware, and here we can define like what type of logs we want to show. So in code we will be using like logger.log, logger.info, logger.error, error warning, debug. So if we choose whatever we select from here, that log will show up during runtime. So let's write all of them. Okay. All right, and now if I will go in response interceptor which we created recently, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna change this. I'm going to create one variable here. Let's do this way. I'm just going to create one variable, private read only, and this will be logger equal to new logger, and I'm going to use response interceptor and name. So this way we initialize this way, like we need to pass the class dot name. Let's import the logger here. Okay, now we have the logger variable, now logger instance, so we can use it to log. So we'll just replace the what I can say, I mean console, and here we'll have to use this way, this dot logger dot debug or log or something. Let's do it as debug. So these are part of, I mean, debugging logs. So we are just going to put most of the logs we'll put as debug only. Okay. Okay, and we also extracted method and URL from request, and we want to see like what URL is requested and what data we are actually, not data but at least the method and URL and status code. If we are able to see it in the log, then it will be helpful for us dynamically to debug, right? Whenever we are trying to execute, we are trying to hit some URL and we are getting this log here in the console, then that will be helpful, right? So as you know, like we use map to modify response, modify the data. Now if we use here in pipe, if we use second method tap, so we can use tap just like just a function that won't change anything, but at least we can use I mean after the response, let's say when route handler, when controller returns something, after that this method will be triggered, and then this method will be triggered. So we can just put some log or something like that. We can also get the data, but we cannot modify it, but we can get the data. So let's say status code. So since we have the status code here, so we are going to use this, and we are going to just type this way, this dot logger dot log, and I'm going to show you how both works, log and what we can say, outgoing response dollar dot method and dollar dot URL. We also have this log here. If we disable log, then we can see debug only. But if right now we have enabled all the type of logs like debug, log, verbose, warning, error, everything. Now we can just use status code as well, status code, and again put status as text here as well. Okay, looks good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in the users controller, and then what I can do is I can go in find all, and in find all what I will do is I will write something like this dot users repository dot find, and this will return, I guess, everything whatever there in the you can say whatever there in the table. To test it, we need to run our server. Alright, so we are getting all the users which we have recently created. So in last video we tried getting so many users, that's why we have all this much of users. So if I go back in database SQLite, I can see like there are so many, around 8 users, and that's all what we are seeing here in the postman as well. And if I go back and see the logs list, we can see we are getting this log, and we are getting this log. This is from coming from you can say this is normal in green text, and this the type of log is log. So this must be in the tab which we have written here after map. So this is coming from the tab, and for some reason this variable is not printed. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use backtick. By mistake I have used I've used the single quotes, that's why. Let me try it again and see if that works. Yeah, now we are going to see the method and the URL. Same here, method, URL, and status is 200. Alright, that's it from this video. In next video we are going to see how we can create other user services.